Paul Adams is a business analyst and consultant at the African Research Institute. He joins us now live from London. Paul, thank you for your time, first of all. We just saw in our report there, Nigeria, oil-rich and refinery poor. But tell us a little bit more about the root causes that have led to oil shortages and, of course, the rising in petrol prices in Nigeria.
There's a shortage in fuel, refined product. One of the weaknesses with the Nigerian economy is that it's a major oil producer, but it doesn't actually produce any refined product because its domestic refineries don't work. So it exports crude and imports refined product, diesel and petrol. In order to do that, it needs hard currency, dollars, and it's running short of dollars because the oil price is low and oil production is the country's main source of foreign exchange. So dollar reserves are falling. The government is running a large budget deficit. It can no longer afford to subsidize the price of domestic fuel.
And Nigeria has said people can't protest about this, but it sounds like people will. How likely is today's planned union strike going to influence how the government handles the public's outrage at rising petrol prices?
Well, the government's in a difficult position because, of course, it's unpopular when the government abolishes a subsidy. It means that the price, the pump price goes up, and that will be inflationary. But at the same time, it's probably the only thing they can do. They cannot continue to provide dollars at an official exchange rate, which is in fact hard to maintain already, in order to maintain a subsidy that it can't afford. So yes, the trade unions are capitalizing on the fact that this is an unpopular decision to scrap the subsidy. But after a couple of days of strike, I suspect that the public will tire of being on strike, and support for it will begin to dwindle.
It seems like this price hike has come at perhaps the worst possible time. Prices of food and electrical goods have doubled. People haven't been paid in months. Nigerians say the government really, has chosen the worst possible time. But what tangible solutions are there to address Nigeria's economic crisis in decades?
Well, it's come at a bad time because, the economy is in crisis. It's too dependent on oil and gas exports, and the price of oil and gas exports has fallen. The government is correct in saying that the solution is to diversify the economy, and its policy is actually, it has passed a budget which is expansionary. That means they're going to try and spend their way out of trouble, invest in infrastructure which will help the economy to diversify into other areas like services and agriculture, which have been neglected. But the other thing they have to do, certainly in my opinion, and this is what they're being told by the international institutions like the International Monetary Fund, is to relax the fixed peg on their foreign exchange rate. At the moment, the naira is pegged at 200 to the dollar. It's been at that level for a year now, despite the fact that the economy has weakened considerably. No one is investing because everyone knows that the current exchange rate is unsustainable. The longer they hold that peg in place, the longer the economy will continue to decline.
Okay, really appreciate your contributions today. Thank you, Paul. Paul Adams there for us from London.